Hello and welcome to today's live lesson with me, Richie, and welcome to AM Language. I hope you're all doing well. Let's see if I can actually find the video. So today we are looking at alternatives to the word bad. Roberto, good afternoon. Buon pomeriggio. Welcome to today's lesson. Thank you very much for joining. Let's see. Interesting. Okay. I can see it. We'll see if it actually works properly. Okay, so some of you are finding it, which is great. I don't know why my thumbnail hasn't come up, so I'll have to look at that later. But the fact that so many of you have found it tells me that you guys well, that's a good start anyway. So we have Roberto, good afternoon, welcome to today's lesson. We have Irina F, good afternoon, Privyet, welcome to today's lesson. Marek, you too, welcome to today's lesson. Sandra, guten Tag, lovely to see you back. We then have, I'm really sorry, I can't read your name in, I think is it Russian symbols? I'm not too sure. Let me know how to say your name in English. Evelina, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Thank you for joining. Buono pomeriggio. So I hope all of you are doing well. As always, please make sure that you follow the lesson in the live chat section, because that is where the action happens. This week so far, what we have been doing is we have been looking at synonyms. We've looked at the synonyms to the words beautiful. We looked at alternative ways of saying very. So yes, it's Russian. I'm Ilya. Perhaps I'm saying that correctly, Ilya. Lovely to meet you, and welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe as well if this is your first time. And today we are going to look at alternatives to the word bad. Now, I'm sure some of you already know many words to the word bad, but just like yesterday's lesson, context is going to make a difference, because there's certain situations where we might choose to use one negative term, and in other situations we might choose to use other negative terms as well. So we're going to start off. I know that in the thumbnail, eventually there's going to be something slightly, something bad looking, but I want to try and make sure that we get to use the word bad across different subjects. It doesn't matter, therefore, if we're talking about films, if we're talking about an experience. I hope that we look at enough synonyms of the word bad so we can then use the correct, a wider range of vocabulary depending on the different situation. So I'm going to start off just by looking at the first one over here. So the word that I'm going to go with is something called second rate. And you're going to tell me, based on the example sentences, you're going to tell me what situation can we use this word second rate, and what does it really mean? So we've got A, the service was second rate. B, the program is second rate. We've then got C, where we could use, the quality is second rate. Okay, so feel free. I'm going to give you now some options in terms of what does second rate mean, and I'm going to give you some ideas as well as to which sort of, what type of situations can we use this term second rate. So let's just start off with the meaning. Second rate, does it, one, mean, let's go with, something doesn't taste very Something doesn't taste very good. 2, something is of a poor, something is not as good as something else. And finally, 3, we can go with too expensive. Okay, guys, so you've got options 1, 2, and 3. Let me know which one of these you think is the best explanation. So, of the word bad, which one makes most sense? Okay, so you've got the example sentences. So in the end, you might say 1, you might say 2, you might say 1, 2, 3. Who knows? Okay, so you're just going to tell me the number. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 1 and 2? Is it all 3 of them? So you got these 3 example sentences. The service was second rate. The program is second rate. The quality is second rate. Is it saying that something doesn't taste very good? Is it saying something is not as good as something else? Or do you think it's 3, it's too expensive? So let me know what you guys think over here. Roberto says 1 and 2. Arena F says 1 and 2. Okay, we'll see if what the others have to say. We've still got quite a few people watching as well. So if you guys agree with Roberto, let me know. If you think, okay, so Ilya says, yes, I'm saying that right, I think. Ilya says 2. Marek says 2. Evelina says 1 or 2 as well. Okay, guys, the correct answer here is it's going to be 2. And the reason why it's going to be 2 is that something isn't as good as something else. Okay, something isn't as good as something else. Now, it could be taste, granted, but it's to do with an expectation. So if you go to a 5-star hotel, you expect very good service. If you go to a 5-star hotel and you think the service is of a 2-star hotel, then this is second rate. It's not as good as it should be. And that's what we're really saying. Okay, so feel free to give me some of your examples, and it can be about anything. This is the other thing. It can be about just about anything when it comes to an experience. Okay, so an experience that you, I'm going to say pay for, because usually you do pay for it. An experience you pay for. And then you compare it to the expectation, okay? Then you compare it to the expectation you have. So let me know if you guys can think of any of your own examples. You can say that the service in the hotel is second rate. So Roberto says, I bought a Ferrari and it goes like 500. Okay, if you buy a Ferrari and it only goes like a Fiat 500, then it's not just second rate. It's just terrible. That is not a great service. Okay, so that's the first word, second rate. Okay, so second rate. The service is not great. Let's put it that way, and that's an easier way to remember. Okay, the service is not great. Okay, so we're off to a start there. I'm now going to go in with another example over here. Let's go with, I'm going to go with the word grim. So some examples. Sales forecasts or cost. Oh, that's it because I'm missing that. forecast, looks grim. B, the weather looks grim. C, you have a grim look on your face. Okay, what do you guys think grim means? Okay, does it mean one? Other than bad, this is it. I'm not just meaning, okay, it's a negative. But what does it really mean? Okay, the way this is going to work is here you need to link 1, 2, and 3 to A, B, and C. Okay, so you might say 1 goes with C, you might say 2 goes with 1, and you might say 2 goes with A, and then you might say 1, 3 goes with B, for example. So that is your example answer for the next one, okay? That's your example answer. So, A. So 1. Okay. Oops, that's incorrect. Let me go again. Remove. There we go. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2. And number 3. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. You need to link 1, 2, 3 to A, B, C, and then we'll eventually begin to make this a little bit harder. At this stage, this is just a little bit of a, it's not going to be too difficult. I want to make sure that you fully understand the words here. So 1 goes with B, 2 goes with C, 3 goes with A. That's what Marek thinks. Let's see if the others agree with you, Marek. Okay, and all of you are saying the exact same thing, which is correct. Yes, good. Okay, guys. Rosa, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. If this is your first time joining the lesson, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for joining the lesson today. So, we've got, you guys are saying 1 goes with B, which is correct. Yeah, so the grim, I mean, today in Malta, the weather looks grim, doesn't it? So we could say 1 goes with B. For C, you said C goes with 2. So you look really unhappy. You have a grim look on your face. Yeah, C goes with 2. Or 2 goes with C, should I say? This is true, actually. You can say this this is a good one to go with, and obviously that means A goes with 3 because we've got, I need to make sure I keep on doing them the same way around. I don't want to confuse you. So yeah, we're saying 3. It doesn't look like we're going to get anywhere near our sales target. That goes with A. So there we go. Excellent. Okay, so we're off to a good start here. So I'm now going to come out with one more alternative in a different scenario, and then we'll go into an activity where you need to choose one of 3 alternatives to the word bad. Okay, so let's look at our third one this morning. Let's go with, okay. We're going to go with the word nasty. So A. The Joker in Batman is a nasty character. B. Oh, it leaves a nasty taste in the mouth. And C. Let's go with it's a nasty bug. Now, a bug, when someone says a bug in English, we're talking about some kind of sickness related to cold or flu. Okay, that's what we mean by bug. So it's a nasty bug. The question is, let's just think about the meaning of nasty. What are we really saying? Okay, so like before, we need to link it to its most appropriate alternative. So you're going to link A, B, C with either 1, 2, or 3. Okay. So just like before, you might end up just like we did before with the previous one, where the answers were like so in the live chat over here. Let's see what the actual possible answers are. So 1. Okay. 1, 2. Um, uh, uh, mm, let's go with that. And number 3. Okay, let's see how you guys do. You got 1, 2, 3. So you got A, B, C. The Joker in Batman is a nasty character. It leaves a nasty taste in the mouth, and it's a nasty bug, meaning a sickness like a cold or flu. So then we have to link it to 1, 2, or 3. We've got a mean person, maybe even cruel, something aggressive, and the aftertaste is awful. Arena F has come in with saying 1 goes with A, 2 goes with C, and 3 goes with B. And Elia agrees that's the answer. Let's see if the others agree with you as well. Let's see if the others agree with you. Rosa has come out with the same answer, and Roberto, I think, yeah, Roberto agrees as well. Okay, so what I can say is, guys, let's look at this. Okay, so and Marek also agrees. Okay, so 1 goes with A. Okay, when you hear the word mean, okay, mean is an alternative to nasty, and it simply means I'm going to give you some examples over here. So when we use the word mean, mean and nasty or mean or nasty, actually, or nasty, what we're saying is the person is really unpleasant, If we start to use the word cruel, okay, then we're saying something a little bit different. If we're going to use the word nasty and cruel, cruel means that person, you might even say the person, you feel that the person um, wants or maybe likes to hurt um, another person. They actually want to hurt another person. So cruel is stronger than just mean. You've then got something aggressive. So this, we're now looking at two, and we've said that two goes with C. So yeah, two goes with C. You can have a nasty bug, for example, and you could say this even with a virus on a computer. It's a nasty virus. It's a nasty bug. We use it for these sort of medical illnesses, for example, and you can also use it to something that happens to your computer. So you can say it's uh, it's a nasty it's a nasty virus, for example. And so you can say, for example, that COVID is a nasty virus. And finally, we've got three goes with B, where we're saying it's a bad aftertaste. Yeah, it's a nasty aftertaste. It leaves a terrible taste in the mouth. I'm sure you can all think of some things that leave a terrible taste in the mouth. You can even leave it with, you can even go with an experience as well. It was a nasty experience. So you can use it in different situations as well. Okay, so let's look at the following over here. I'm going to write some sentences, and you need to try and put them into the correct word. You need to use the correct word to complete the paragraphs, okay? So let's have a go. We've done this before. So as we know, we've got the words nasty, we've got the word grim, and we've got the word second rate to choose from. Let's see how you guys do. Okay. D. C. And last one, D. Probably the hardest because of what I'm going to do. And oops. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see how you guys do. You've got A, B, C, and then you've got 3 for D. Let's see how you guys do. So you've got the choice of nasty, grim, and second rate. You've got A, the experience left a taste in my mouth. You've got B, the hotel is something. Then you've got C, the news sounds something. And then D, you've got my computer got a virus. And the situation looks as I don't think I can fix it, but I am aware that my computer is Okay, so Sandra has come in by saying the experience left a nasty taste in my mouth, and Evelina agrees that it's nasty as well. Irina F also agrees that the answer to A is nasty. Irina F has also said that B is second rate, C is grim, and D, the first two answers are nasty and grim. Marek says A is nasty. So we all agree so far that A is nasty. I can see that Elia has also said that A is nasty. B is second rate, so that's the same as all of you so far. And then C is grim. Okay. Oh, I see. Sorry, Marek says that D and C is second rate, but D is nasty and grim. Alejandra, good afternoon. Welcome to the lesson. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. But welcome to today's lesson and thank you for joining. Actually, if you're the Alejandra I think you are, then this is not your first time, in which case not to worry. I've seen a few Alejandras, so I sometimes get a little bit confused. But I think, Alejandra, you are an Alejandra who has joined our lessons before, in which case, welcome back. Thank you for joining today's lesson. So Alejandra says the hotel is second rate. Evelina says B is grim and C is grim. Elia says A is nasty, B is second rate, C is grim. Sandra says that the hotel is grim. Roberto says A is nasty, B is second rate, C is grim, D is nasty and second rate. And Rosa says nasty, grim, second rate, nasty and second rate in order. And finally, Sandra says the news sounds grim. Okay, guys, some really good answers coming out here. Let's see what the correct answer is. So A, let's look at this first one over here. The experience left A, nasty taste. So that's the answer for B, for A. B, the hotel is second rate, and you guys would be correct. Second rate is the answer. C, Alejandra, yes, it's true. Have been more than one time. Yes, Alejandra. Okay, in which case, I know which I think I know which Alejandra you are. Welcome to today's lesson. Thank you for joining the lesson today. Welcome back. Sandra says, my computer got a nasty virus and the situation looks second rate, as I don't think I can fix it, but I am aware that my computer is second rate. Okay, we'll see if you are correct, Sandra. The answer for C, just to remind us, C says the news sounds grim. The news sounds grim. Now D. The answers for D. 1. My computer got a nasty virus. Number 2. And the situation looks grim. Number 3. I'm aware that my computer is second rate. Okay, so guys, well done. Okay, well done, Elia. You got it correct. You got it correct. Well done. So D, guys, the first one is nasty, the second one is grim, and the third one is second rate. So really well done there. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. Let's go with this. We're going to look at the word distressing. Okay, distressing. Film was distressing. B. This is really distressing news. C. The events are distressing. What does distressing mean, guys? Now we know it's a negative, and we know it's something bad. The question is, what are we really saying? Okay, so let's see what the actual answer is. So, one, sorry, one. Say a situation is difficult. Two, say a situation is going to cost too much money. Or is it three? Situation that causes a lot of anxiety, worry, and it is very upsetting. Maybe even disturbing. So you've got 1, 2, and 3. You've got the film was distressing. This is really distressing news, and the events are distressing. When we use the word distressing, does this mean something that's difficult? Does this mean something whereby it's going to cost us too much money? Or are we going to say that it's a situation that causes a lot of anxiety, worry, and is very upsetting, maybe even disturbing? Sandra says 1 and 3. Roberto says 3 for all. Okay. Let's see what else you guys say. 1 and 3. Oh, what I mean, by the way, guys, just tell me if it's, you don't need to link them to 1 and A. What we're saying is it 1, 2, or 3? That's the question. Is it 1, 2, or 3? We don't need to link 1 and 3. That's not the way this is working. Is it meaning 1, 2, or 3? Evelina says 3, Marek says 3, and Elia says 3. Okay, so all of you have said 3 at some point, and it is correct. Rosa has come in by also saying it's 3, and the answer, yeah, is 3. Okay, that's the correct answer here. Stressing goes with meaning 3. A situation that causes a lot of anxiety, worry, and it is very upsetting. So in this case, now that we know that, I'm now going to ask you a question. So for this activity, you need to answer the question instead. So we're now going to try and get into you guys trying to answer a question. Productive skills is what we would say. So guys, question. Can you think of a film that is distressing? So I'm just going to put in some suggestions. Okay, maybe you might want to say Saw. You might want to say I don't know, The Joker. You might want to say okay, those are the only 2 films that I have thought of to begin with. I'm going to put ETC, okay? ETC just means those kind of movies. Those are just some suggestions. Maybe you can think of some other movies, or maybe a TV series. Maybe you've watched a TV series that is distressing to watch. What do you guys think? So this is more of an open question, which is better in that sense. So, guys, can you think of a film that you've watched that you would describe as distressing? Please don't just tell me the name of the film. Examples answer would be something like, I thought Saw 3 was most distressing. Okay, for example, you could say something like that. if you see me use most, it's replacing the word very. It has the same meaning as very when we put it before an adjective. You can say it was very distressing, and you can say it was most distressing. It's fine. You can do that. So that would be an example answer. Elia says, I think Tenant is distressing too. I Someone was telling me about the Tenant. Is it a television program? Is it like a Netflix series, or is it an actual film? Let me know. Let me know other films. Maybe there are other films you guys can think of that you would describe as distressing. If you can't think of a film, can you think of a situation that you have found distressing? Maybe some awful news, for example. Sandra says, I thought Schindler's List was most distressing. Really good use of the word most, by the way, Sandra. So well done there. Yes, actually, that's a really good example. I think Schindler's List is a very good example of a film that you could describe as distressing. Elia says it's a movie with Robert Pattinson. Yes, okay. This is a film that a friend of mine was telling me to watch. I think he actually told me about it yesterday. He told me you need to watch The Tenet. It's very good. But thank you for telling me that it is a distressing film. Roberto says, I think Memento movie was most distressing because the guy always forgets his memory after a few hours. You're really close there. After a few hours. Really close. Memento, yes, I knew what you meant. Evelina says a film can be distressing like the Peak Banderas series. Really good sentence, Evelina. I imagine Peak would have to be a capital P for this one. The Peak Banderas series, because it's the name of the series. I've never heard of the Peak Banderas series. Elia says, yeah, you should watch it. She's referring to the film Tenant. Marek says, for me, all horror movies are distressing. Marek, I agree with you. I hate horror movies. I know lots of people who enjoy them. I really don't. Okay, guys, let's go for the last one. Okay. Hey, we're now going to look at the word regrettable. Okay, so A, it was a regrettable situation. B, it was a regrettable outcome. C, my words were regrettable. Okay. Sandra says, and also the series Handmaid's Tale was most distressing for me. Yeah, I think the Handmaid's Tale is supposed to be a little bit distressing. I agree. Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders. Okay, Peaky Blinders. Yes, that is a bit distressing as well at times. So, guys, we've got A, B, and C. We're looking at the word regrettable. Question is, which is the correct? What do we mean by regrettable? Okay. What do we mean by the word regrettable? Obviously, something not good. But let's have a little look. Okay. So, does regrettable mean one? The situation in the past that was not your fault. Two, the situation in the past that was your fault. Three, the situation, regardless of who, a situation that in the past. Let's go with this. There we go. So, or is it 3? A bad situation in the past with negative outcomes. That's what I was going for. So do you think it just means a situation in the past that was not your fault, a situation in the past that was your fault, meaning fault goes with the word responsible for? Or do we think it's 3, a bad situation in the past with negative outcomes? All of you so far are saying 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and more 3s. Okay, good, excellent. That is correct. So let's finish off with this exercise. We're going to go with regrettable. By the way, is a good word to know. It's very diplomatic as well. Specifically, the answer is 3. Okay, the answer is 3. Specifically, the answer is 3. So let's see if you guys can complete the paragraph that I'm now going to write. Okay. You got these 4. Your options are regrettable, rate. I have and we're going to have I'm missing one that I had written. Which one was I thinking of? That was it. Okay, so these are your choices. You've got to use all 4, and you've got to choose the order that you're going to use them in. In some cases, there could be more than one possibility. The question is, can you use all of them, and do they make sense in the order that you use them? So you might say 1 is regrettable, 2 is distressing, 3 is grim, and 4 is second rate. For example, that could be your answer. So let's see what you guys come out with here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that will take us to the end of today's lesson. Let's see how you guys do. Okay, so you've got the choices of regrettable, second rate, grim, and distressing. You've got these final two sentences that you need to finish. It was situation, and the events were it was something to have to deal with, and our help was. Now, of course, we are using adjectives here, so for some of these answers, there will be more than one possible answer at the same time. Context is going to make a major difference. You need to be able to use all of them, and then they need to be able to make sense. So Elia has come in with saying maybe 1 is regrettable, 2 is distressing, 3 is grim, and 4 is second rate. So that would read as it was a regrettable situation. The events were distressing. It was grim to have to deal with, and our helpline was second rate. Marek says 1 is regrettable, 2 is grim. Roberto says 1 is grim, 2 is distressing, 3 is second rate, 4 is regrettable. It was second rate to have to deal with. Okay, we'll see about that one, and 4 is regrettable. Okay. Let's see, can we get one more answer in here? Okay, we've got a couple more. Rosa says it was a distressing situation and the events were grim. It was second rate to have to deal with, and our helpline was regrettable. Okay, guys, what I can tell you is this. 1, the answer for number 1, okay, it was, if you put grim or regrettable, grim, regrettable, you could even use distressing. All those 3 would be correct. So you could have used them for that one. Number 2, and the events were, again, you could use those 3 for all of them because they could all be used. Number 3, you've got it was. Now, here, this is where things are going to get a little bit more specific. We're not going to use regrettable because it's not going to make enough sense. So regrettable is out. We only have 2 choices here that's going to really make sense in this context, and that's going to be distressing and grim. And 4, there's only one option. You could potentially use regrettable, but really and truly, second rate, you could potentially use regrettable because it would make sense. But my answers would have been this, okay, whereby everything flows quite nicely. I would have used 1 would have been grim, 2 would have been regrettable, 3 would have been distressing, 4 would have been second rate. Okay, let me just share that. Okay, so as you can see, there are many answers you could have gone with for 1, 2, and 3. You had more than one choice. The one that I would have gone with are the ones I've shown you because that way there's a nice flow to it. Thank you very much for blessing me. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, so that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you for blessing me as well. As always, guys, if you're new, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and always like the video as well. It's important. If you know anyone who's looking to learn English, make sure you share the channel with them as well. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, which is 3 o'clock. Yeah, same time, 3 o'clock. I think it's Friday tomorrow. Is it Friday tomorrow? Yes, it's Friday tomorrow. So I'll be back same time at 3 o'clock. I will do. Thank you, Roberto. Arena has asked, what's the topic tomorrow? That's a really good question. I need to remind myself. Um, what is the topic for tomorrow? So, guys, the topic for tomorrow is describing our taste in things. So, we're going to have an opportunity to use quite a lot of words that we've looked at this week. But we're going to look at how to describe our taste in things. So this is really talking about our preferences, why we might like one thing and why we dislike another. So there's a large topic to look at for tomorrow with lots of words. Marek says, good afternoon and thank you. You're welcome. Elia says, thank you for the lesson. It was really useful. You are a good teacher. Thank you very much, Elia. Evelina, see you tomorrow. Roberto, thank you. Evelina, thank you for joining today. Sandra, thank you very much. And it was nice to see you back as well. And you're welcome, Irina. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining as well. So to everyone who participated in today's lesson, thank you so much. It was great to see all of you interacting. I'll be back tomorrow, 3 o'clock, same time with another AM language lesson. And tomorrow we're going to describe our tastes in things. Have a great evening and bye for now.